Colorado high school shooting linked to extremist radicalization, authorities say. In Evergreen, Colorado, tragedy struck on Wednesday when a 16-year-old student, identified as Desmond Holly, opened fire inside Evergreen High School, injuring two fellow students before fatally shooting himself. Authorities have now revealed that Holly may have been radicalized by an extremist network, raising new concerns about the influence of online extremism on America's youth. The shooting unfolded shortly after 12:20 p.m. when Holly entered the school armed with a handgun. According to Jefferson County Sheriff's officials, he fired multiple rounds at students and attempted to move through the building in search of additional victims. Investigators say locked classroom doors and school security protocols prevented even greater bloodshed. At least 2 students were wounded by gunfire, while a third suffered injuries during the chaos. Sheriff's deputies responded within minutes, but before officers could engage, Holly turned the weapon on himself. He was later pronounced dead at the scene. Jefferson County Sheriff Reggie Marinelli said evidence suggests Holly had been influenced by extremist content. "We believe this young man was radicalized by some extremist network and felt he had a mission to carry out." Authorities are now examining his cell phone, computer, locker, and personal belongings to uncover the full scope of his activities.
What we're learning is that, based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect, is that he was radicalized by some extremist network. Sorry, I wanted to get those right. Some extremist network. And the details of that will be down the road. There's obviously a lot of work that has to go into looking at his phone, looking at his social media pages, searching his room, searching his backpack. Searching his locker. There's a lot of places to look that we hope will just give us better information as to what he was attempting to do and maybe the why. Sometimes we never find out why. And lives were saved yesterday because of the actions they took during their lockdown drill. We know that the suspect had a handgun. He had to keep reloading. He would fire and reload, fire and reload, fire and reload. This went on and on. And as he did that, he tried to find new targets. And he came up against a roadblock on many of those doors. He couldn't get to those kids. So there's not enough to be said for the work that the teachers, the coaches, the staff, the students, lots of kids ran. But the ones who didn't were locked down and they were being cared for. Evergreen High School used to have a full-time SRO. That SRO is on medical leave right now. So it's a shared duty. Horrible timing, of course, but shared duty. So we have a couple of part-time SROs that share this school right now. There was no one from the SRO unit at the school when the shooting started. He was there until about 10:30, 10:45, and then he was dispatched out here for an accident pretty close by. We can't say yet whether this feels more targeted or more random, but based on what I'm telling you about firing and reloading and firing and reloading, it seems like it could be a bit of both. Suspect's gun was fired a lot. The reason we have so many crime scene areas inside is because we have windows shot out. We have lockers that were shot up. We're finding spent rounds, unspent rounds. So it's a huge area. And the school, I was told, is 3 levels. So lots of work to be done, but he fired multiple times. There are cameras inside of the school, which is very powerful and important for us in our investigations. We're able to track his movement throughout the school.